This is our first race weekend in the BMW M2 CS Racing.
Meanwhile, the Mazda bit took on too much by Jack Collins, who's flashing his lights in the BMW M2.
3 events, 2 drivers, and everything has to work. Because once this car hits the track, there's nowhere to hide. And we're about to find out exactly where we stand against some of the best teams in the UK. Our first race weekend's main events are on Saturday and Sunday, but today is Friday, and that means testing. A great opportunity for us to get the car on track for the first time and the drivers to get behind the wheel to do their first laps of the season. We have 2 drivers competing on our team this weekend. The first one being Oliver Harris, a 17-year-old go-karter turned race car driver who won the Club Enduro Overall Championship last year in our E36. Well, he's taken the step up this year, the step up to Class A, a huge jump from where he was last season. We then have Jack Collins, the more experienced driver out of the duo, who's currently racing in the British GT Championship, also from a karting background and the runner-up in last year's Ginetta Championship. He joined Oliver last year to take the overall crown of Club Enduro, and he's back this year to turn his hand at the BMW M2. Whilst the boys are out there testing, we're going to be preparing for our first race of the weekend. It's the 45-minute Roadsports race with 1 pit stop. Only Oliver is driving in this race. We then look forward to Sunday, the main event, a 2.5-hour endurance race with both drivers attacking the wheel. Now this is going to be a challenge for both of them, as Jack needs to be leading Oliver through and bringing his times up to a Class A standard, which is no easy task. That is the first session done here at Croft. Weather, absolutely banging. Car, also banging, to be fair. It's the first time we used it after all that lightweight stuff. Sounds really nice with that titanium exhaust on the back. Yeah, just getting to grips with things.
Is the torque better since the remap?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it out of the corner, it's got a lot of torque. Drivers sort of responding to it as like, you're just getting used to it, but I'm excited, to be honest. Get some fuel in. That's the only thing about this car, is it drinks fuel. It's ridiculous. 1.4 litres a minute.
So what are your biggest concerns going into this weekend with obviously the driver experience difference and maybe slight skill level?
Been in it on the first day. Can you stand here so I can look at you, please?
Going into this weekend, have you got any sort of concerns or reservations given that the drivers are of different experience levels?
Yes. I think for Jack, he's got experience driving more powerful vehicles. He's obviously driving the M4, the current M4 in British GT this year. For Oliver, he's been driving our E36, which has got way less power to weight. So there may be some struggles there. However, in pre-season testing, he has been able to handle the car. So I'm looking forward to seeing how things go. Right, so we just had Jack radio in. Looks like we might have a little issue. 4th gear, getting up towards the red line. He says it's kind of hesitating, so I'm not sure what that is. We'll wait for the session to finish. But you can see here, this is live right now, a live view from the car. He's done a 129.3. Now the lap record is set by Joel, our main mechanic.
The Wonder Boy.
The lap record, and that's a 126.7. So we've got a little bit to go to get up to pace for the lap record. But you know, we've got quite a lot of fuel on board at the moment, so hopefully there isn't a problem with the car, but we'll definitely investigate when it comes in. Oh! Oh! Oh, he just threw a load of rocks at us.
You saved it.
Feish. Feish.
Squeaky bum.
That's crazy. Yeah, so just having a look at the faults to see if there was any engine warning faults, or DME, which stands for Digital Motor Electronics. Nothing. So that is just the tune. It's very torquey, and then the torque tapers off to keep the power level where it needs to be.
So you've got to adjust shift lights then?
I'm going to adjust shift lights to keep them more in that torque window, because otherwise there's no point in running it up to the red line when there's no torque there.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just about, getting used to the car, tuning it. It's good feedback from Jack, right, really good, just to hear that, and then we can...
So they're basically short shifting to what they've done in the previous testing day?
Yeah, they're short shifting because the torque dies off, and you might as well be in the next gear, which is more torquey, than stay in the same gear and rev it all the way out. It's good feedback. We need to basically change the shift points to make the most of that torque. There's no point in revving it to 7,000 because there's no torque there. We might as well be in the next gear and pulling, like you found naturally. So what we'll do is, when you're reviewing the footage, you just make a note of what gears really need it and what your opinion should be on the RPM. We'll change the shift lights for the next session, and then we'll just keep tuning them. See that?
What is that?
Not fuel. It's electric, isn't it? It's a hybrid.
A hybrid, yeah.
Hybrid. So plugging in for hybrid.
Hybrid power.
Yeah. Secret weapon.
1000 brake.
1000 brake.
Nice. What's the problem?
The prop's leaking. Where it's got hot, the fluid has come out of that seal that we noticed on the last video. Now, we did order a new prop shaft, but it is no delivery date from BMW because they're specially made for this car. So our only option is to find a used
Stock M2 one.
Stock M2 one.
Oh, they're actually different to the stock ones?
Yeah. Problem is that massive spanner that you may or may not have seen in the last episode, well, we can't fit that under the car now. So
can you need me again, yeah?
I'm going to need you again. I'm going to need a muscle because it's going to be about that long.
What's the likelihood of getting one?
Unlikely.
Then what? You run it with this and see what happens?
See what happens, innit? I mean, it probably will be all right. It'll just, all the grease will come out and then it might make a bit of noise. I think it'll be all right, but it's not ideal. But this is racing, that's what happens. So we're looking at shift lights now, and you can see that from second gear onwards, the red light is coming on. The max RPM is like 7,000, which I think is a bit too high for us. So I think what we need to do is we need to change this down to more like 6, and then extrapolate it across the rest of the rev range so that it goes up evenly. Right, little bit of feedback from the driver. How did those changes do?
Much better. Croft's a very bumpy track, so it's getting a bit softer over the bumps is much better. Keeping the tyre on the ground, especially in this car with the ABS, it likes to trigger quite easily. So as long as we're keeping the tyre on the ground, I think we're in a good spot.
Was it the front you stiffened then?
Yeah, so essentially we softened the front
softened.
by 5 clicks. So made the car a little bit more compliable, and ultimately he went faster, 1 minute 28.
28.2.
Speedy boy.
So that's faster than the M4 did its whole time here in 2023.
Yeah, nice.
That's already good going. Yeah. And how does it compare to the GT4 car?
Semi-slicks can't compare to slick tyres, I don't think. The torque out the corner.
He's not saying.
The torque
It's a
out
good
the corner
answer.
feels good in this, but as a general handling through a corner, you can't be the GT4 in this.
So there you go. If you want slicks, then I guess you have to buy them.
Mr. Headset, update.
Right. Well, the shift light thing definitely made it better. Jack is on pace with what the M4 did in 2023, so I'm happy the car has got pace. We've got a driver, Oliver, who is just off the pace, less experienced. So this is about getting him up to speed. Me and Tom, or me and you, we're on our way now to have a look, see how he's taken a couple of these corners.
Looking a bit more confident.
Right, we're going to do a practice pit stop. Here we go. Typically, the driver's lap times need to be within a second of each other to be competitive. By the end of Friday, we had about a 3-second delta. However, due to a mechanical failure, we wasn't sure if we were even going racing.
We've got a broken prop shaft and the exact replacement we can't get hold of.
No.
At all.
So essentially, the centre bearing on the prop shaft is a motorsport specific part, and that prop shaft is no longer available or is back ordered. However, I'm just going to fit one off a normal M2. And I think we can get hold of one pretty quickly. Hey, done. Good last session from Ollie there. Improved massively, 1 minute 30. It's kind of where we need him to be for tomorrow. The real work starts now though. The prop shaft has to come off, and for that, exhaust, heat shields, and the massive nut needs to be undone to get that prop shaft off. Joel has picked it up somewhere down south,
Doncaster.
and he is on his way here, so you'll see that next. What are you laughing at?
Why are you chopping up 100 grand cars?
Well,
Again.
Stop blowing holes in my ship!
we found that this part of the bonnet was rubbing on this here, which was making it get very, very tight. So I have gone ahead and done a modification.
The chop shop.
The chop shop continues.
Nice.
We've just moved north. Oh yeah, look at my blade as well. Would you
what
risk
about-
that? Would you risk that? Would you? I'm asking
Is
you.
that why you got your safety squints on? Where's Joel with his prop?
On the way. It's probably at KFC getting extra 2 chicken wings.
Jolie boy! He's got the prop.
There he is. Mate,
Is that what we wanted?
it's supposed to be a drive shaft.
Having none of it.
Right, so we check whether this one's been molested. No, this one's been taken off properly. And you can see in there, that little rubber seal that my finger's on, that's what's been punctured on the one that's on the car. And that's why the centrifugal forces have pulled the grease out of it, which is niche good. Right, so here's the massive spanner,
Big boy.
50 mil. But obviously I don't have that gap. The car's not that high, so we're gonna have to chop shop this. Which I don't really want to, because I was really proud of my welds.
Give it a go.
I did these when I was like 18. These are definitely the better side. We won't look at that side. I've got the settings right after about 3 goes. But yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it off. So either cut it down there or just straight choppage. What do you reckon?
I'd say give yourself a little extra, surely.
Well, I'll have to measure it, won't I?
I'd say give it a go.
I want like a millimetre.
You might have that exact bit where you can
Oh,
fit it on and it just bloop, and just do it bit by bit. Bloop.
yeah.
Maybe. Nah. You can do it!
You need to do it from this angle over here.
Well, we either just cut the welds off
Yeah, I
or
think you can cut the rolls off.
to get the spanner back. I was really happy with my
Or
welds.
Cut this down, you've got to cut this down here.
Yeah, that's what Tom was saying. Like, if we just measure that distance, that's the closest distance, and we just cut it like a centimetre shorter than that.
Because you could always put a scaffold bar onto this if you ever use it again in the workshop.
Yeah.
So I just
It was
put it
overkill anyway. I just picked the biggest piece of steel I could find in the workshop.
You locked it.
Locked.
Nice.
Bit sad, really, because I've had that for years. Get your forking back into it. Muscles.
Oh, so strong.
Muscles.
Oh, so strong.
Mate, my arms are fucking killing, mate.
You want to swap?
Nah, I'm leaving there. What? So you can take the fucking glory? You mad?
Yeah, boy.
She's down.
Mate, that is my arms have gone.
This is the old prop shaft that has lost all of its grease. Seal's gone, it's been smacked out, it's been levered out. Now we got a new one. About to go in the car.
So essentially, this is what race weekends are like. You end up on the floor underneath a car multiple times.
How's your back?
Hurts. It's not glamorous. It's not glamorous. It's just bad for my body. I don't think I'll make it past 40 without having bad back.
Do they do this in Formula One?
This ain't Formula One.
Oh, that's not what I asked.
I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, they probably do. It's behind closed doors, isn't it?
Get her up.
Yeah. Okay, that is testing done. I'd say overall a successful day. The new prop, well, the old one is down there. The new prop is fitted onto the car. We smashed it out in record time, as we do as a race team. Lee's off. See him down there. He's off to bed. So we'll see him tomorrow, I guess. As for us tonight, I'm just going to chill out now. I'll see you in the morning. Welcome back. You find us on the pit wall at Croft in wet conditions. It has rained overnight, and today is the Roadsports race, a 45-minute event with one mandatory pit stop. We're about to do the qualifying session. In this session, the grid is set, so it's all about how fast can you go. With conditions like this, it's going to be very tricky for our young Oliver. He is going out on dry tyres, brand new Yokohama AO52s, so let's see how he gets on in difficult conditions. Putting tape on the wall in case he has a little crash. We need to quickly get some band-aids on. Not expecting it, just in case. We're ready. Tom on the tools.
I'm just a cameraman.
You're just a cameraman?
I'm just a cameraman.
We shouldn't be doing that then. I think we might need to put a little bit of fuel in a dump churn because I'm not sure 100% that there's 40 litres in the car. So let's get some fuel in a dump churn, and then if we need it, we can put fuel in the garage. But he should only need a couple of laps for quali, really. There's so much traffic out there. As soon as he hits traffic, he ain't gonna...
It's not gonna burn much in the wet as well,
No.
which is a good thing, so should be okay.
What happened?
We're not sure yet.
Lost power out of the complex of Croft, and now it's saying DSC failure on the dash, so yeah, can't get it started. Bit annoying, but hopefully we'll get back out for the race.
Qualifying for Roadsports, the fuel.
Yeah, I mean, a mistake, especially on my part. We basically didn't fuel the car enough, and we wrote down on our checklist that it had 40 litres in it, and it didn't. So yeah, a bit rusty from us, but one thing's for sure is that it won't happen again. We've put the right things in place, we've changed our checklists, and I know that won't happen again.
So we ended up, obviously, we qualified, but not in a position we were potentially expecting. Or based off the lap times, could we have done much better? I mean, I think we got a 140 in qualifying.
Yeah, it was wet, so I think the track is always changing. I also don't think that our race pace would have placed us much more up the grid anyway. But still good experience for Oliver getting out there in the Roadsports race. So started the session, obviously it was wet. I think it took Oliver a couple of laps to get into the swing of things. Obviously hasn't had that much experience in the car. Just as he was getting into the swing of things, we hit a problem. The car cut out and we had a DSC failure. When we actually looked, the car had run out of fuel. Now, as a team manager, I will take full responsibility for that and I will take the blame. Unfortunately, on our checklist, we'd put 40 litres went into the car, but 40 litres hadn't actually gone into the car, and that was a session before. So this just goes to show that mistakes do happen in motorsport, but as a team leader, I'm more than happy to take the brunt of that. Because of that, he's in P18 and P14 in class. So Oliver's got a lot of work to do, and as you can imagine, he isn't happy, and I don't think his parents are either. But we'll make the most of it, we'll do our absolute best for the race. Stay tuned to see how he recovers. Right, you now find us in what is called the assembly area. This is where all the cars come and line up in their positions ready to go out for the race. this is where tensions start to build. You can see that we've got loads of variety of cars here, and essentially this is where we all come and we get the feelings going. I'm typically quite nervous, but I feel quite confident in our abilities, and we haven't really got much to lose here, so I'm looking forward to it. Oliver's probably feeling butterflies right now, I would say, but he's just got to go out there and relax. We've got a race going at the moment, so we've got about 10 minutes to go. Let's get into it. So we've got a couple of known faces round here, the Darkside Developments Audi TT, diesel powered, and I believe the only diesel powered cars, there's 2 of them, on the circuit, which is quite cool. Obviously that's their thing, diesel. Area Motorsports, this is a cool Mark 8 Golf that they have just finished building. Looks really, really tidy. As I said earlier, this E36, lovely car, powered by a S54, nice M3 running gear, but the compact obviously being a little bit shorter, very, very tasty out on track. The Cayman GT4, very nice looking car. But next to it, a Mark 1 MX-5. Now that's the great thing about Roadsports, is that you get such a variety of different cars. You get people that build them in their garages, you get factory built cars, and we all come here to race and see who's the best.
Serve a minimum of 60-second pit stop to change drivers if you're a 2-driver team, or just to remain stationary in the pit lane if you're going solo. 45 minutes in the Takiwa Roadsports Championship. They arrived through Hawthorne. Yes, he has. So it's Ian Jones who's got into the lead of the race. Scott Parkins dropped back down to 4th position from the front row of the grid, so he's not made the best of the starts. It's Woodhouse in 2nd, Simerson is 3rd, and Scott Parkins is 4th, and there's one off. Oh, and it's contact between the 2 of them, down the start and finish straight, and they have both gone off stage left. Quite heavy contact between those 2 cars.
Quite a strategic pit stop, gave us a bit more of an advantage in terms of gaining some positions once we went back out on track.
Yeah, so I think racing's all about experience, and I essentially saw in the corner of my eye a load of smoke down the pit straight, which was from the Darkside car coming together with a Seat Leon. I knew at that point I had to get him in. I had to get him in quick, so I boxed him. We came in, we did our pit, and we actually gained 7 places just by making that decision. Because on track, I'm not actually sure that we overtook a car. It was all done in the pit stop. How did we do? We came 7th in the race. We started 18th and 14th in class. So we made some progress, but not enough. I think the car needs a little bit more pace. We definitely have some more weight to lose. And I also think the driver needs to go faster. So that's just the way it is. We know where we are. Tomorrow's a different day. I'm excited for qualifying because I want to see how we weigh up against all of the other cars that we're actually in the championship with. But we do need to go faster. And that is my take of today. We need to go faster.
So tomorrow's the sort of main event.
Tomorrow's main event, 2.5-hour race, 2 pit stops. So we're going to refuel the car twice. But yeah, we need to go faster. So I'm a bit disappointed.
Oh. Oh.
So what's your opinion with the Roadsports result in the end?
I think that it was a good call from the team to jump those places. I think that we established that Oliver is about 7th fastest on pace, so he needed to speed up. And it wasn't really an exciting race. After that safety car came out, it pretty much stayed there till the last lap. To be honest with you, I was just happy the day was over, and we took a lot of lessons from it. and I was more excited for the main event.
No, I'm not on your back, and I'm not on my knees. I don't push or pull, and I'm not that hard to please. Don't wanna be all up in your business.
Welcome back. You join us on Sunday for the qualifying of Club Enduro, and as you can see, we're at the front of the queue. The reason for that is because we got up super early and got down here an hour before we needed to, because we wanted to give Oliver the clearest track possible to get the best time. However, it's kind of backfired because it rained, which means now the fastest time is going to be at the end of the session. Initially we were going to have Jack out first, now he's going to go last to punch in that last lap best time. So, a little bit more learning for Oliver in tricky conditions. Let's see how we get on.
I won't ask for a lie.
There is a huge gap, still no one round the last corner. We need to get in that gap ready. Look to your right now, you can see what I mean.
Daniel, what are you doing?
We are draining the fuel.
How are you doing it?
Plug that in there.
It's a bit cool, isn't it?
And then it gushes out of here.
Gushes out of here.
Well, supposedly.
That trickles out of here.
It does. That way we can calculate fuel burn.
5, 4 hours.
A new day, the main event today. Qualifying was a far better result for us for the Club Enduro race.
Yeah, so qualifying, I love Club Enduro qualifying because it sets you up for the position you're going to start in the race. We always make sure that we're front of the queue. Reason being is typically the first lap is the fastest lap. But while we were in that queue, the heavens opened and it started raining, which completely changed our strategy for the day.
So Jack being the faster driver, we were trying to get him to go out when the track had dried up, which would have typically been the end of the session.
Yeah, so when it rains like that, it kind of showered and then it was drying up quickly. We opted to put Jack in after Oliver, so Oliver could go out, get some experience in those wet conditions again. Then we send Jack out towards the end of the session and it literally came down to the last lap. So every single lap, the times were coming down and down and down, and we were P1 for quite a lot of it. And we went past the checkered flag just as it came out. But there was a few people that went across the line just before us. They were able to do one more lap, and the track had dried up a little bit more at that point, and we went from being first to 7th in one lap.
With that ballast on board, try and find a way through for the win.
Jolene,
Yeah,
talk to me.
Just on the way down to the assembly area now. Just got down there and we're going to make sure he's all good before he goes out. Pit stop 1 is an hour in, driver change. Then we got another second stint, another hour. Driver change back to the original driver for another half an hour.
So Oliver's going out first for an hour, then Jack for an hour, and then Oliver for another half an hour.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Lovely.
Yeah, and a tyre change the 2 fronts on the second pit stop. We think that should be enough.
That's enough, yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet, thank you, Joel.
So the car's just heading out onto the track for the final race of the weekend, the longest race of the weekend, the Tequila Club Enduro Championship, round 1 of 6 for the 2026 season, and the longest race of the season as well, at 2.5 hours in length.
It's a race which is going to bring plenty of strategy, because it is unique in the championship that there are 2 pit stops mandatory rather than the one. So with the 2 driver lineups, which there are many at the front of the grid, someone is going to do 2 stints. Is that going to be back to back, or is that going to be at the start and to the finish? So that means in some of the pairings where there is perhaps a quicker driver, a few have gone for the quicker driver to start, I see, and some have not. So there's plenty of strategy to play.
Stand by. Green, green, green.
And on the 50th and final row, it's the car as the race gets underway. W in the Class C car.
Right, first couple laps out the way, we got mobbed at the start, so we were down to 10th. Just got to dig in now, find a groove and make our way back.
It's done a 29.4, that's pretty good.
29.4?
29.4.
That's pretty good.
With the Mazda MX-5 in the lead.
That's it, this sort of IMSA-inspired, Daniel Irving built Mazda MX-5 driven by Alan Henderson lead, but it is that car that leads up towards the S's with Scott Parkin, the 3-time Class A champion, chasing, and Chris Nyland, this new to them Autowerks 3 quicker through the tighter bends, the much lighter MX-5 on power to weight ratio. It sort of all evens out over the course of a lap. So through the S's he comes. Chris Nyland's going really well in this RS3, isn't he? The driver that won the Class B championship last year in a Honda Civic. They've upgraded.
I think sometimes he could get a little bit too focused on the car ahead and make the same mistakes. Like maybe he needs to just chill and think about his own lines.
Yeah, I told him before the race, get into a rhythm, just let the race come to you. Looks like he's going pretty well. 29.2 that last lap.
I mean, that's the fastest he's been all weekend.
Yeah.
Fastest he's been all weekend.
By a second.
Yeah, and he's got a high fuel load.
He's got a high fuel load.
Well done, Oliver. The last lap. That's a great race you've been this weekend. Keep it up. On this lap. Just let him know that he's going to be catching the Class C traffic this lap. It's mental how quick 5-6 laps in and they're already lapping the Class C cars.
Series, and he's got a car that's faster than him coming past now, which that was Harris, wasn't it? Oliver Harris has gone through past him to put a lap on him now.
Of course, they were battling for that championship last year, weren't they? And they were different cars, both of them actually, but obviously big upgrade for Harris.
So
use this traffic to your advantage. I told him he needs to use this traffic to his advantage now, really get close to the car, put that pressure on and make the move. I looked back at the footage last night. I think a lot of the time he's being lost in braking.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you're braking at the 200 board and he's braking already before that.
Yeah.
Is that down to confidence?
I'd say so. I think round here especially the bumps at like turn 4.
Yeah, upsetting the car.
If you get it in the ABS, you're missing the corner. So it's
true.
like, to be consistent, I think consistently Ollie is good at braking at that point. If he tries to push it a bit more, it gets a little bit inconsistent. It's kind of that balance between the two. But yeah, if we can get him pushing those braking zones closer to mine, but then also having the consistency is the main thing, especially in these long races.
Wayne talking about that car. There is the number 1 car that's going through. That's the reigning champion, Oliver Harris, making a move there on Alex Wilkinson Hughes in one of the front-running Class B cars. And then...
So I'm not sure quite why the Nylon and Pushkill cars seem to have lost quite a lot of time despite not having a slow pit stop. Their simpler gap is at the end of this lap, and it feels like Scott Parkin's made quite a bit of time there.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Right, so we have made a place up. We've got past the RS3, which is good. However, we are on our second track limit warning, which means one more time off the track, we will be receiving a 5-second penalty. So it's really, really imperative that they don't go off the track. All that work we've just done will be unwound in that, which is the penalty area. We would have to serve our penalty in there and then continue down to the pit stop. We don't want that, so it needs to keep it on the track. What sort of information do you want me to keep telling you, or less or more?
Probably less.
You just want to know how far it is to the next car every couple of laps?
Yeah. Just tell me the time of the guy in front of me.
Yeah.
And then like time left in the stint or something like that.
So the gap or the lap time that they're doing?
The lap time and the gap.
Okay. Got you. We're just about to make a pit stop in this area here. Confirm, pit confirmed, box. Drivers confirmed.
Second container of fuel is going in. You can just about.
What we can see is the Jack Collins, what was the erstwhile second place car of Oliver Harris. Jack Collins getting aboard the BMW M2 CS, and Jack, who's going to be racing in British GT this year. He was the runner-up in the Ginetta GT Championship last year. Should be pretty rapid in that BMW M2.
Well done, guys. Really, really good stop. Really, really good stop. Let's get these fuel churns refilled, ready for the next one.
Well done, Oliver. How'd you get on in the first stint?
Yeah, it was good. A little contact into turn one, but yeah, got most of it through cleanly.
Hairy contact, yeah.
Yeah, a few track limits warnings, but no penalties yet. So hopefully we can
keep off the grass.
Yeah, keep off the grass.
Yeah, nice work, mate.
Yeah, battle developing for what is currently 8th overall, because Jack Collins has been settling personal best laps and has been caught catching the dark side Audi. So Jack Collins going very well indeed in that new to the team BMW M2. But that car's about to get a penalty. As you see on your screen there, car number 1. He's going quickly, he's been going perhaps a bit too quickly, exceeding track limits for the driver of Jack Collins, who is right on the tail of the hairpin, coming through the final corner now. You look at the top of shot, you can see the Audi TT is under pressure from the BMW M2 for what is currently 8th position, which might be Dylan Brinkshire at the wheel of the Audi. We know it's Jack Collins in the BMW. We saw him get in, he looks to the inside, he's flashing his lights, but this is all for position, so there's no way the Audi's going to jump out of the way. Hopping over the curbs, the Beaver hasn't gone through yet. Of course, they move up into the battle for 7th and 8th position now with the drama for the Paul O'Neill car.
Jonathan Hayes' BMW that was leading Class C earlier has come into the pits again. Now this might be for its second mandatory stop, but I think it's its 3rd stop altogether, isn't it? So hopefully from their point of view this is the one. Up the inside goes the number 1 car, and it looks like we have got that position changed then for what is 8th on the timing screen, and the 7th in fact it will be, won't it? And it's going to be Collins that has gone through now ahead of Dylan Brichter, as we think it is, in the Audi. And just behind them is the number 10 car that's back out into the race of Carmarthen Fenwick, which had problems in the pit lane earlier in the race.
Yeah, Jack Collins driving very quickly in that BMW, but with that penalty that will overhang the rest of the race really now for the reigning champions. He has got 12 seconds to catch the Nyland Putterkill car. Jack Collins, of course, at the wheel now of that BMW M2. So it's been a good stint from Jack here, which perhaps you might expect, because he was very successful in British GT last year. He's going to race a similar BMW really in the British GT Championship this year. He's racing an M4 with Brandon Templeton in the British GT.
I was just about to say, Jack's doing really well. He's overtaken the TT, but he's just got a 5-second penalty for track limits. Absolutely gutted. Damn! Yeah, frustrating. Look at that.
Penalties.
10-second time penalty and a 5-second time penalty.
He's up to 4th.
He was up to 4th. We're battling for third, but we've got a 10-second time penalty now added on to the end of the race. So it sounds like they are about to battle, so let's go and watch.
Now on your screen, you're seeing the Chris Nyland car nearly now being caught by Jack Collins. He's flashing his lights in the BMW M2. He's got a TCR Cupra to lap. But the battle, which probably is going to become for second in this race, isn't it, between the Audi and the BMW, the Chris Nyland, William Puttigill car, then being caught by the Oliver Harris and Jack Collins machine.
Race overall as well. He's leading by 19 seconds from the team that has made one stop, which is Simon Mason and Chris Byallen in the Seat. So
there they are. Come on, Jack. Come on, come on. Go, 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 go. It's got a wheel off. Slow car on the last corner. He's got a wheel off. His tyre's gone. And we've made it past. We've made it past. Come on. Great driving, Jack. Great driving.
There's some contact there. It was been reported as smoking heavily, but we could see that as it came into the pit lane.
That's donezo, that is. That's donezo. Right, we're about to get our second pit stop done. We're having a great race so far. We are currently in P1, but we still need to pit and then see where we come out. I'm going to think that we're going to be in second place. We do have 15-second time penalty, so it all comes down to us getting this pit stop perfect, and then it's all down to Ollie to get that position. We could be on for a podium here, though. It is absolutely heating up.
Promotes Oliver Harris and Jack Collins into the lead.
Are we over 140? Yeah. Are we over 145?
Into the hair before it gets into the side of the BMW there. Look for damage on that car as it comes past.
Assume it's 145
no, I can't see any. It looks
so
like
how much race is left?
Contact.
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
From now.
Driver tactics, we've obviously got a sort of discrepancy in pace between the two drivers, which means that there's probably some tactics that can be played in terms of who do we put up first. We've got to do 2 pit stops with a driver change, so one of them would end up doing 2 drives, and we've got the choice of what position we can actually put them out in.
Yeah, and ultimately that comes down to the paying customer. So the paying customer decides who goes where. It's tough. I'm a racer. I'm a very, very competitive person. So obviously for me, I want the most competitive lineup. And in my head, that would be Jack starting the race, Oliver going in second for an hour, and then Jack going back in again. That isn't how it actually played out. Oliver opted to go first, which we absolutely respect. And then Jack went in second, and then we were going to make a decision on what went on from that point.
By the time Jack went out in second and came back in, we were in a good position.
We were in the lead. Okay, Jack, we are going to box this lap, hit confirm.
Okay, because they've got the branded green.
He's in.
Yeah, but Fabian, I think, no, that wouldn't really help him race terribly much, but he's going to stay ahead. It's not just about managing the traffic.
We were in the lead, and I do believe if we'd have kept Jack in the car, we would have come home with a trophy. The decision was made for Oliver to go back in the car, which I totally respect. It's his car, it's his money. But the absolute best strategy call for position would have been to have left Jack in the car, in my opinion. And I'm a racer, so I want to win.
71st laps. And the race leaders have completed 79 laps and are actually in the pits.
Yeah, Jack Collins on the lap before his in-lap set his best lap of the race, a 1:28.9. So that car could well come out in second after the pit stop, I think. Is that going to be... Yeah, it looks like Jack's going to get back in the car potentially again. He's helping with the pit stop at the moment, I think. But he's been very rapid in that BMW M2 that he shares with Oliver Harris. And let's see who gets into the car. And perhaps Oliver Harris is going to get back in, is he, for the final? He is. So that's the car that we had a few question marks who was in when. It looks like Oliver Harris is going to get in for the end stint. That's on the inset, the Class C League battle. He's on the main picture.
people that don't understand, we had to do another pit stop regardless. So even though Jack was still in the car in first place, even if we were leaving Jack in the car, he still would have had to come back in for a pit stop. So we could have lost a couple of positions.
Yeah.
But he would have then been the faster driver going back out again and could potentially have held
Correct.
that position.
Yeah, so the reason why we was in first place is because the grid was offset. Some people had already completed their second pit stop, which is what bumped us up into that first place. We knew that coming out after our secondary mandatory pit stop, we weren't going to be in first anymore. But we knew that we had to be on the front pace in order to catch them, if not faster. Comms check, comms check.
Number 1 car, I think that's about to head back out into the race.
Come on! Go! For God's sake!
To the line now. And podium could be on because Oliver Harris is moving down there across the line. Comes to Chris Nile and William Puttergill.
Well done, Jack. Come on! Be a podium at plan here. Could be a podium.
At play?
Hey, I can't speak.
Could be a podium.
There could be a podium at hand here. That's what I was trying to say. Come on.
So during that pit stop in the live stream and our own footage, we saw you throw your hands up as Oliver left the pit stop. What was the reason for that? Was there a problem or he just wasn't off the line?
I think what we need to get across here is that, like, I'm a very passionate person. You're in that environment. You're so full of adrenaline. And of course, any little bit of lost time is frustrating. So when we push the car back and then the car isn't ready to get in gear straight away, took a few seconds for him to get in gear, I think about how many laps it takes to gain those seconds. You know, think about losing 5 seconds stationary. If you're only gaining half a second a lap, that's 10 laps. That's nearly 20 minutes worth of racing. So it's really important not to lose silly bits of time in the pit stop, hence my ultimate frustration.
Mr. Collins!
Hello.
Well done.
Thank you.
Lovely little stint.
Yeah, it was good.
How'd it
Hot
go
by the end
off?
of it. It was good. I got out, just did some consistent laps. I could see I was catching a lot of the guys in front.
You were in a race of your own at one point.
Yeah. By the end, I was just going around by myself and I was catching traffic in good spots. Every time Jay came on the radio, gaps coming down, we did some fuel stuff. So yeah, just got into a good rhythm and I think we were first by the time we came in the pit lane.
I think you came into that pit in P1.
Good.
Nice work, son.
Thank you very much.
Drive-through penalty board, that is going to be for the number 1 car of Harrison Collins. That's another track limits infringement, so we've gone from 5 to 10 to drive-through penalty now for that car.
Again, we will be disqualified. We will be disqualified. Do not exceed track limits. Right, just had a drive-through penalty for track limits, so all that hard work has been undone. Pissed off, to be honest.
What position are we in now?
Huh?
What position are we in?
5th, 6th.
First to 5th,
Thrown it away.
real quick.
Thrown it away. Right, despite the drive-through, we are in P4. So not too bad, and we are a lap in front of P5. So I've told Oliver, you just need to bring it home. Don't push. Keep it on the track. No more track limits, and we will come in P4, which I think is damage limitation.
Well, considering if we didn't do that, it's more track limits, and we probably come back in 8th.
More track limits, it would have been disqualification.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think we've done well so far. We've just got to get it over the line now, learn from it, make the car better for next one, come back harder.
Oh, so we are actually, that was our final warning then?
That was our final warning. One more, we're out. We've just got to bring it home. 8 minutes left. Just don't go off the track for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Hartland can close back in. And Oliver Harris comes out in the middle of the Class C battle. Of course, this is the battle that he was involved in last year when he won the championship. But Ethan Simmons can't waste any time. He has to get down the inside at Hawthorne Bend.
So Oliver's back out in the car. Currently 4th position, and we are a lap ahead of the car behind us. But he keeps going off the track. What were your frustrations at that point? You told him to rein
track
it in.
limits. The problem is, the way it works with racing is you get your first track limit offence, which means your car is off the track. That's not allowed. The first one they let slide. The second one they give you a black and white flag. No penalties at this point. The third one you get a 5-second penalty. The fourth one you get a 10-second. The fifth one you get 15. And the sixth one you get a drive-through penalty. We should never be getting to drive-through penalties.
And we got them all.
But we got them all. Now both drivers did offend. So, you know, it's not one or the other. They both did it. But they must learn that there is no point in going racing if you're going to push hard, do the tyres in, do the car in, and then get a drive-through penalty. What's the point? Ultimately, we were a lap ahead of our competitor in 5th. So when we did the drive-through, we didn't actually lose a place. But that isn't going to happen every time. And there is no point in going racing if we're just going to throw it away by getting track limit warnings.
That's what makes you safe.
P4 in the end, P4. That's not so bad, is it?
Yeah, I think 4th place is a good position. I think that Oliver drove well overall. I think Jack drove really well. Everyone's got work to do. It's the first race of the season. We're going to take away all the lessons, implement changes. And yeah, I'm excited for Silverstone. We also don't have a success penalty. So only 1st, 2nd and 3rd have success penalties. We're in a good position for Silverstone.
So the success penalties are 1st, 2nd, 3rd place. What was it, 30 seconds first?
Yeah, so 30 seconds if you come 1st, 20 seconds if you come 2nd, and 10 seconds if you come 3rd.
And that's added on to the next race?
Yes, so that means that someone who's 1st next race before the pit stop needs to have a 30-second gap to us to not be overtaken by us. You see what I'm saying? So it's a really good mechanism in the championship that technically you should have different winners every race. And our chance is Silverstone.
Oliver! You made it back.
Yeah.
You did well.
Yeah, it went
Happy
well.
days. How'd you find it?
It was tricky. We had a lot of track limits penalties, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was group effort between myself and Jack getting those penalties. But yeah, went well.
That's what happens when you're racing.
Yeah, racing to the limit.
Nice work.
Moving forward, this is obviously only the first race of the season. What are we looking like for pace? Are we on track to do well? Obviously we've got a 4th for the...
Yeah, I mean, the general stigma around an M2 in this championship is that they're rubbish, and I hate that because I know they're not. We campaigned an M4 in 2023 and we was competitive. Right now the car has more to give. It's still a little bit heavy. We're a little bit like Williams' F1 team. We've come to the season with a heavy car, but I know that I can take weight out of it. It's all done on power to weight. The power to weight is how many brake horsepower per tonne. We're aiming for 295. We're currently only about 285. So I think we've got another 10 horsepower to gain and another 20 kilos to lose. The car is going to be even more competitive at that point. We still had a good package for this weekend. We was competitive, but we can get better.
Obviously Croft's quite a tight track as well, quite a narrow track, and maybe not best suited to our car anyway. So there'll be different tracks in the future in this series that we can excel in.
The one that's coming up next, Silverstone Grand Prix track. Perfect for the M2. Wide track, lots of acceleration zones, lots of long straights where the car excels. Croft, we really struggled on that last corner, the hairpin. You can't get the power down like the front wheel drives do. Silverstone, it's going to be a completely different game, and we're going for the win. And that's a wrap. P4, not bad for the M2's first event. Definitely had P3 or maybe a little bit more on the cards, so room for improvement. But that is it for this weekend. I hope you've enjoyed this look into a racer's world. And if you have, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!